10 facts about the Beach Boys. The Beach Boys were comprised of mostly family. Carl, Dennis, and Brian Wilson, all brothers together. Their cousin Mike Love, their father Murray, was the band's manager in the early infancy of the Beach Boys. Their friend Al joined later on, but they're regarded as one of the best sibling acts in the history of music. Despite being pioneers of surf rock and Southern California youth culture, Dennis was the only one that actually knew how to surf. Speaking of Dennis Wilson, there was a point in time in the late 60s where Dennis actually housed a famed serial killer. Charles Manson and some of his followers actually lived with Dennis Wilson for a short period of time before Dennis knew exactly what they were about. Brian Wilson, the eldest of the Wilson brothers, is looked at as one of the greatest songwriters of all time due to his innovative production techniques with the Beach Boys, as well as next-level songwriting. He was a creative force. He was the heartbeat of the Beach Boys. Brian Wilson, still to this day looked at as one of the 8 to 9 greatest songwriters of all time, if not the greatest. One of the greatest and most influential albums of all time came from the Beach Boys, this obviously being Pet Sounds. This was so inspirational. This was the key inspiration behind the Beatles penning their legendary album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Good Vibrations remains one of the Beach Boys' biggest songs of all time, but at the time it was recorded, it was also one of the most expensive singles ever recorded, more so highlighting the modular recording aspect of Brian Wilson and tapping into more of his inner genius when it came to songwriting. Much like every music family, there were some struggles within the Beach Boys and family tensions throughout the years. Their dad, being their manager, brought a lot of problems initially. Dennis Wilson's premature passing, not even 40 years old when he passed away. Brian's mental health, not doing well over time. There were a lot of things that got in the Beach Boys' way. They largely kept it together, but much like most families in music, they had some problems. During the late 60s, Brian, trying to focus on his mental health, would not tour as much with the Beach Boys and oftentimes get some replacements to play with them. Brian would more so stay at home and work on some studio work and trying to craft the next big thing the Beach Boys were going to do. The original name for the Beach Boys wasn't actually the Beach Boys. It was going to be the Pendletones, and they were cool with having that as their name, but the label changed it on them without telling them, and from there on, they kind of just rolled with being the Beach Boys. Oftentimes looked at as the best rivalry that never really took an ugly turn, the Beach Boys and the Beatles were fantastic throughout the 1960s, always trying to one-up each other as far as who could put out the better stuff. Never any personal feuds, never any rivalries, and even Paul McCartney said that Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys, penned the greatest song ever written. God only knows.